Well, my name is Wami Aluko. I'm a conceptual fashion photographer and blogger. I tell stories through my pictures, so visual storytelling, and yeah, that's basically my main thing. I also wait, where am I going with this? I just end there. That's my main thing. Should I say it again?
Chase music.
Hey, I'm Wami Aluko, conceptual fashion photographer. I started a website called wako.com a year ago where I tell stories through my pictures and where I also bring together all my various interests. And yeah. Well, first of all, it's a combination of my first and last name. My name is Wami Aluko Wako. But then also, like, Wako is like a wacko is like a crazy person, and I consider myself, well, not crazy, but I feel like I have various, like, very diverse interests that don't always like correlate. But I feel like bringing that together is just can make something beautiful. So yeah, wacko. Well, I started last year professionally. Well, I've always been into photography since secondary school. I was always the one with the camera, taking pictures, doing events and stuff. But I've also always been interested in fashion. I used to have like fashion lines, and so I was really into that. But I said that I decided to combine it last year in January and start being a fashion photographer professionally. So I started that last year, and that's when I started my blog as well. Well, I'm inspired by day-to-day life. I watch a lot of like psychological movies, and I'm really into psychology, so that also plays into my photography because a lot of the time the concepts have to do with the mind and like the way people think and stuff like that. So that interests me, and then I'm really also, yeah, nature inspires me as well because I really like walking, and as I walk, anytime I like to exploring new places, and when I walk around I just look at the architecture, I look at the nature, and sometimes that gives me ideas I could use for my photography. I'm into prints, colors. I really like what's the design? Versace. Because they use really cool, like really bright, and Kenzo as well, because they use really vibrant colors and interesting shapes. And yeah, so architecture is a big influence because I'm really into exaggerated shapes and fine lines and kind of having my pictures having structure. So yeah. I'm really into minimalism, but with a pop of color. So I feel like all my shoots have to have at least one bright or one color in it, so it would never just be black and white. And I also always have to try to tell a story or some sort of story with my pictures. Yeah. Yeah, so most of the works I do on my personal blog would come from me and my thoughts, so it will always have a part of me in it. I feel like I have a lot of like a diverse interests, so my shoots may not always be similar, but then they will always, I don't know, because I'm into a lot of things. I'm into art, abstract art, I'm into music. I bring music a lot into my photography, and I try to link like songs that have really touched my heart and use that as inspiration as well for my pictures. Like there was one shoot I did called Technicolor Beat that was inspired by O Wonder, and the photosynthesis one was inspired by Saba, and yeah, so there's always something that's close to me that inspires me to take pictures. Well, it goes both ways. Sometimes, like the other day, I got lost, around, where was I? It was in central London. I was just walking around. I decided to just use the opportunity to just look around and see places that I haven't seen before. And then I saw this space and I was just like wow, like this is where I have to do a shoot here. And then I planned the shoot around the space I found. Sometimes I think of a concept first and then I do my research to find spaces that would go with that. And then sometimes I just like, maybe I'm watching a YouTube video or a film and I'm like, oh, where was this shot? And I use that to find inspiration as well. So I guess it goes both ways. There isn't like one way that I use, yeah. The very first shoot I did was with my friend Tenny and Shing. It was when I was doing A-levels, so that was last year. It was at the backyard of the music school. So it was kind of I kind of guess a struggle because it wasn't the greatest shoot I've done, but it was really fun and it was a really fun experience because that was the first ever fashion shoot I've ever done and directed myself. So it was a big learning experience. It was quite spontaneous as well, and it was scary, like thinking about how it would come out and everything, but it got a lot of support and I was happy. But although looking back at it now, I'm like, wow, I've improved so much because that wasn't that great. But yeah, it was fun. Well, one of the things I'd like to do would be to be a fashion editor of a big magazine, and then also be a photographer simultaneously. So combining those two, I think would be really cool. And I also want to continue writing because I study economics and philosophy, and I feel like the philosophy aspects will really help me with my writing. So I want to continue that and expand, and then also, because I said I'm into a lot of things, so I want in the future I'd like to have a hotel and bring my creativity into it and make it very unique. And yeah, I'm sure by the time I'm established and successful, I'll be able to invest in all my different interests, because I also want to have, or at least invest in a record label or something like that, because I'm really into music and making music. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, I'm actually doing my first fashion film today, so I'm planning on going into that and using that as a medium for storytelling as well. I plan to reach out to more brands and work with more editorial brands, fashion brands, to do more editorial type shoots. Yeah. Oh, I want to finish my degree in economics and philosophy. But yeah. I'm Wami, Aluko, and thank you for watching.